Welcome to my badge sharing 2. Today I decided to share badge 4 with everyone where I completed an hour of code and I chose AI Oceans, AI Machine Learning and Training. So I'm going to just take you through the step-by-step process of me going through the different portions and parts of this AI Oceans hour of code session. So step 1, I watched a What is Machine Learning, How AI Works video that just talk about the standards and basics of machine learning before we jumped into step 2, which was training our AI machine about if something was fish or trash. So I went through and helped identify fish or trash and would sort through this in order to train the AI and help it learn the difference between fish and trash to sort through it. Then also while I was helping sort the trash between the fish, it did pop up a fun fact, which was 80% of ocean pollution comes from land debris and it's estimated to cost $13 billion per year. And it did pop up a couple other fun facts throughout the lesson, which I thought was a really cool addition because not only were you learning about AI machine learning, but it was also becoming a resource teaching about the trash in the ocean and how much ocean pollution really does affect our climate. So the next step was for the AI to go through a training session. So it would go through and sort the fish and say if it was fish or trash. And sometimes it would say trash was fish. So you were kind of seeing how good AI machine teaching and learning can be. So step 5 is explaining another way that we can teach the AI machine. So we were trying to identify if the animal belonged in the ocean or not. So we were in the step 5, it's showing how it's recognizing trash and fish, but what about sea turtles? It would throw out the sea turtles if this was a real demonstration. So then we had to continue teaching the AI machine and taught it about crabs or other sea creatures that it could accept in the water. After this, it moved in and transitioned into training data and bias. So this is how we got to pick a category for the fish. I decided to do a color and it said, is this fish red? So then you're basing off, is it red or not? And it could be your bias because you could say, oh, the fins are red, so this is a red fish. But it's blue, so you might not count it as red. So this is how bias and training data and bias can come in hand during AI machine learning and whoever's training the AI machine. So in step 9, the AI machine is identifying all the red fish, and this was the results from identifying the red fish and it also gave a breakdown on how the AI machine was recognizing if it was a red fish or not. And as you can see, sometimes the fish was incorrect as it identified this yellow fish a couple times, even though it was trying to identify a red fish. In the next step, we watched another video about the overall AI impact on society. This video went in on the impacts of machine learning and how we see this machine learning in our everyday lifestyles or in future jobs and careers. And lastly, our step 12, we chose a word and we were kind of using more AI bias or teaching AI another word to sort through all the fish. And we were kind of deciding, oh, if that I had chose silly, I believe, and you were saying, oh, if that fish is silly or showing these characteristics, then you can click that. I might have done angry actually. So yeah, angry. So lastly, it's going through and showing if the AI recognizes that fish as angry or not. And I was able to progress and see, oh, it's recognizing these faces as angry, even though they might make the fish more silly looking. But that's just because of the general characteristics it was looking at. And what I thought was cool about this was you were able to go back and give the AI machine more training if you thought it was getting too many fish incorrectly or sorting it completely wrong. And so the last step was I got my certification of completion for completing this hour of code. Now, my reflection. Overall, I enjoy using this tool and the many options of using Hour of Code. The Hour of Code website has tons of different options or themes to learn about coding and other technology ideas, giving a sense of choice about the content that the student learns. So the student can pick on what it wants to learn about or pick a theme that it likes more. I thought that my specific hour of code was effectively able to demonstrate the idea of machine learning in a successful and interactive way for students to learn. So I really understood the concept after watching the videos and then demonstrating that in an AI machine in a simple terms so that it's not complicated for me to understand or even students to understand. The focus on AI in this lesson is important as this is a new resource that lots of students and teachers are learning at the same time as AI has been advancing and becoming more prevalent in our classrooms. A pro of Hour of a Code session is the adding themes or games into learning about technological ideas or to teach students code is a fantastic way for students to be excited to engage in these lessons and with the technology. I didn't really see that many cons with the Hour of Code sessions, but especially with my specific lesson. But there may be some hard challenges on other lessons. But overall, I think it's a very easy tool to use and implement in the classroom. Moving on to ways of how to implement this into the classroom is Hour of Code could be implemented in the classroom in many different ways as you could assign it to students during the lesson about certain AI or technology. This assignment could be used to further their knowledge on the content. This assignment could be used to further their knowledge on the content or test their knowledge on the content. Another way to implement Hour of Code is to create a research project around it where students are able to choose an hour to complete and then must explain to their peers and their teacher about what they learned and discovered. And overall, the Hour of Code is highly informative and interactive website that offers lots of new learning opportunities to students. Thank you.